All right, a pleasant good morning to you from Tony'sPicks.com. This is Ramon Scott, and welcome to Night Moves here for Saturday, April 18th. We've got a great card here today with our NBA playoffs continuing, NHL action as well this afternoon. It's a great Sunday afternoon of sports, and of course, it's Sunday daytime Major League Baseball. So we got a great show and a great program up for you here on Night Moves. We get ready for the action here on Sunday. Getting a little used to a new little setup here. We'll see how it goes here. I'll be talking games. That's what we're going to do here. So I know I got you in here. I see some of you in the chat joining me here. So great to have everyone and ready to go with our show. Recap a little bit here for sure with the late action as well here on Saturday. So did see the late NBA games here, but let's take a look at them all today and see how we did. I wasn't here last night. I was having some technical difficulties. Apologize for anyone who came by trying to get some picks here with us. But we're back here now. I think we got a little bit under control, and that should be fine for me as long as I'm on the air here with you guys on Saturday. It was the Cleveland Cavaliers rocking the Toronto Raptors 126-113 there to open up the NBA playoffs. Cavs got the money there in that one. It was Denver rocking over Minnesota 116-105. The Nuggets kept it going. Jokic 25 points, 13 rebounds, 11 assists. Jamal Murray 30 points and a perfect 16 of 16 from the foul line. That'll get it done as the Nuggets get the cover there. Also, here it was the Knicks 113-102. Favorites win again there. Did they sweep them here on Sunday? No, they didn't. Lakers get the win at home. No Luka, no Reeves, but KD was a late scratch. Lakers shot 60% from the field and won 107-98. They're in a low, got their low, and went under 107-98 there. Lakers get the win outright as a 2.5-point underdog. That late scratch, like I said, with KD in their bruised knee. So that forced the line to move from 5 to 2.5. It didn't matter. Lakers won it outright in game one. We got more game ones here on Sunday. NHL action on Saturday was the Hurricanes beating the Senators 2-0. Impressive there, holding them to nothing as the Hurricanes jumped out to a 1-0 lead. Minnesota stunned Dallas 6-1 on the road, and I did have a premium pick winner with the late game Flyers and Pittsburgh 3-2 in that one, as it was the Flyers holding on for the win there over Pittsburgh last night. And how about the UFC action there from Winnipeg, Canada, Winnipeg, Manitoba yesterday with Mike Malott, the Canadian, getting the win over Gilbert Burns. Burns said, that's enough for me. 4 losses in a row and is just not quite getting to where he wants to be. And it was Malott getting that main event win over Gilbert Burns. Also, Canadians Charles Jourdain beat Kyler Phillips for another Canadian victory there in the co-main event over at UFC on Saturday. All right, how'd you guys do with some of your action? There's also some great other action here overnight coming up. Some finals in tennis. We've got Rybakina and Muchova. Rybakina 240 favorite over Muchova. Ben Shelton 120 over Kaboli in a final. Kostyuk, $6 favorite over Padres. Padres advanced via a walkover, so she will be a little bit more rested anyway, going up against Kostyuk, still only plus 450 there. And then maybe the feature here with Arthur Fees and Andre Rublev. Fees getting the win there yesterday, knocking off the upstart from Spain, Jodar. And he'll be about 250 favorite here today against Rublev in the finals. 4 different finals today in tennis. How about the golf? Man, we're going to have some fun today with the finals in final round. PGA Heritage Class RBC Heritage. Matt Fitzpatrick, 3-stroke lead over Scotty Scheffler. Is it enough for you to wake this week? I talked about it on the show 4 nights ago. Said that Matt Fitzpatrick was my top player this week on the card, and he's holding on to that lead right now, 3 strokes. So he's minus 135. Scotty, 3 strokes back at 2-1, and from there you've got Siwoo 20-1, Sepp Straka 22-1. Those golfers are all 4 strokes back. There also Brian Harman in there at 25-1, 4 strokes back. Seems like it would be hard to go any further than that, but it'll be Fitzpatrick and Scheffler in a showdown, I'm sure, tomorrow after Scheffler shot a 64 this week. Fitzpatrick 68 yesterday. If they shot that today, Scotty will get the win. So we'll see good golf action here at the RBC Heritage here on Sunday. All right, we're going to get ready to go with the show, but I think I got all the things I wanted to talk about out of the way here. There is some overnight action going on in some of my favorite leagues in Australia. I'm watching right now. Brisbane leading here over the Demons, 75-74, just underway. The Dockers and the Eagles 14-3 here currently in a little overnight footy right now. And I'm also keeping my eye here on some NRL rugby action here this morning, and the Parramatta Eels leading the Canterbury Bulldogs 18-12 here, 18-10 here in the first half. So get ready. Oh, second half here now. I see you there. Few minutes in. All right. Thanks for joining me here on Night Moves. We're going over to Tony'sPicks.com and see who did well on Sunday with our crew, and take a look at who had some winners over there at Tony's Picks and see who's on top of those handicapper leaderboards like I like to do. Might take me an extra second here as I get reused to some of the controls. I know it's only been a day or two, but I got a little bit of a different layout going here a little bit, so I might be a little bit stalled anyway, but I'm with you here on Night Moves. We're going to have a great show here. Let me see if I can get exactly what's going on here with the show. Thank you for putting up with me a little bit here right now. All right, here we go. Let's go over to Tony's Picks and see who's on top of those handicapper leaderboards over at Tony's. And it's going to be Tom Reghard. Man, Tom's hot right now, 5-1. Yesterday, David Racy, a big day, 9-5 for 4.25 units. Jonathan Solo-Malone up there, 7-4, good for 3 units. Damian Shosh, 4-2, 2.5 units. Rod Zwacky, 6-6, but plus 2 1/3 units with those dogs coming in. Nick Lagaretto's 3-1, good for 2 units. George Gonzalez, 2-0, won both his plays. Mills Young, 3-2 yesterday with some of the UFC action probably in there. I see a couple of draws. There was a draw last night in the UFC. I think I was part of that draw out there. So also, Tony T up there, another winning day, 2-1. Double Shooty, 3-2. Ron Crawford in the green. Justin McKelvey, Chris Atkins, everybody in the green but me, I guess, over there at Tony's Picks. Over the last 7 days, Solo Malone up there, up nearly 7 units of profit. David Racy, 6 1/4 units of profit. Jorge Gonzalez, 5 3/4 units of profit. Double Shooty up 4 units. Stephen Duncan up over 3.5 units. Justin McKelvey up 2.5 units of profit. Tom Regard, he's on that hot streak and he's building it up here, up almost 2.5 units for the week. Al Nino, 67% for the week. Damian Sosh with some dogs in there, up a couple of units. Chris Atkins, Shane Mickle, and Tony T in the green over the last 7 days, last 30 days. Double Shooty up 13.5 units. David Racy up nearly 12 units of profit. Ron Hahn up over 11 1/3 units of profit. Tony T is up over 7.5 units of profit. Jorge Gonzalez up 6 units of profit. Nick Lagaretos up over 5 3/4 units of profit. Also, Shane Mickle up a couple units. Al Ninos and the Tony's Picks VIP account. You can click on the Premium Picks tab to find the top picks from the crew here already locked and loaded for the action on Sunday. It's going to be David Racy with his Sunday afternoon MLB total up there. Also loaded is Tony T. He's got a Sunday 3-pack of premium picks with 2 in the major leagues and 1 in the NBA. Ron Hahn has his NBA best bet for Sunday. Ron Crawford has his MLB Diamond Crusher here, 3-pack from Ron Crawford. Joey Tron's got his MLB home run. Shane Mickle's got a 3-pack in the NBA today. Also from the crew, we also have Bo Dunn. He's got his guaranteed best bet in the NBA. Rod Zawacki's got his play of the day in the NBA. Click on the All Cappers tab. You can find the handicapper of your choice. Click on their handicapper profile page, and that's how you get signed up. Check me out over at Tony'sPicks.com here for Sunday. I'll have a great card ready to go and see here. I specialize in so many sports. Nobody covers as many sports as I do on Tony's Picks with the winning here. You can see many sports, including profitable this year in Major League Baseball, tennis, NBA, soccer, college baseball as well there. So check me out over at Tony'sPicks.com. There's some of the picks from yesterday here with I had the Flyers game to go under. I had a prop over there with Dyson Daniels as a winner in that Atlanta game there. And also, let's see there, Vologden I had there over Castanet. It says a push there, but I think Vologden got the win there in that one. And let's see, also Milwaukee and Miami game to go under yesterday. Had a winner there. Giants and Nationals. Of course, it went over there yesterday in that one. I tried to play Ant under in his props, but he snuck over there on me. Also, I had the under, and the Yankees beat up on the Royals there 13-8. So some of my card over there, and also a few more here early action. I did have Rabakina over Andreeva yesterday in some tennis action, and also I had Croden over Zelezinikova in the action in the MMA yesterday, as Croden got the win there over Zelezinikova in MMA action. All right. That's a look at what happened yesterday, and let's get ready and go to the show right now, shall we? And get ready here. Let's see there. There we go. There we go. And we'll get started here. Let me say hello to the folks in the chat real quick here and make sure everybody's here and make sure it's working here on Night Moves. Andrew K, 4-1 yesterday. Had a good day with the Yankees, Cubs, Iowa there. And he says, I'm a young man. I'm an old man who probably rests more than, I just don't, I just rest in segments, I guess. Hello to Larry and everybody. Star Strider is here today. All right. Nice to see Star Strider. Mr. Wesker's not happy with Adam Silver again. Thinks he's up to no good. Tim M is here. He's going to start betting against those Mets here. What was I thinking? I had a bet on the Mets yesterday, thinking this is, hey, Bro God's here, ready to go with the action today as well. And he wants to go with the NBA. Let's do it. All right. Jermaine, hello in there. Bro God had the Knickerbockers and Mad Sushi Makers here. So we've got a great crew here today. All right. Let's get started, man. Get started as I watch some footy here. Where's the rugby game? Oh, there it is. Okay. I love my middle of the night sports when we're on the air here. All right, let's get to it right now. We've got to go to start us off in the NBA.
Final.
Let's get to use the promo code Tony. Got this one. Use the promo code Tony T at checkout to save 15% off those premium pick packages. All right, got to get that in there. All right, let's go to the NBA right now and start it off as we got the Celtics taking on the 76ers here at home. The Celtics are favored by 12.5 total. 213.5 here in this one. The Celtics, of course, they're favored in this one. I'm seeing some 13s out there even with this matchup. You know, the Sixers, a lot of talk out there about the Sixers, they play pretty well against the Celtics. Do they really, though? Are they really going to be ready here without Joel Embiid? Like we said, that they don't have as strong a winning percentage with out Embiid, but you still are looking at a pretty big number here. It feels like with Boston, all these numbers are going to be big today. We're looking at pretty much an average of a dozen points or so on every game, but for the Sixers here, like they've had some success against Boston, really. Now, they have lost 8 of the last 11 overall to Boston, but they've had a little bit of success cashing some numbers here. They did beat Boston back in November, 102-100 at home. They were a 1.5 point dog in that one. And then the first meeting of the season was a Philly win at Boston. So let's see what you think, though, in this one. Philly is just 2-4 against the spread in their last 6. Boston, we know, has been hot since Tatum returned, and even more than that, but really since Tatum's return. I mean, 6-1 here, straight up and against the spread in their last 7. They've covered 6 straight at home. Boston has won 5 of the last 7 meetings between the two teams here, and they're still going to be a pretty comfortable favorite. I know, like I said, there is some talk in there about, hey, the Sixers might, they have the experience against Boston a little bit, but do they really? I mean, they do have the experience, but do they really have anything for them here? Let's see what you guys want to do in the chat. Get your opinions on this game between Philadelphia and Boston here today. Want to hear from you. This is how I do it as I preview the game a little bit, give a few tidbits, few stats along the way, maybe my opinion on the game first, and then I get your opinion in the chat. So Boston seems to check every box, so the dominant trends for the most part. Philadelphia, it feels like a mismatch. Maybe the favorite can get the margin late here. Philly under trend is strong. 6 of the last 7 under, 5 of the last 6 on the road under. And Boston, they can control this pace. I mean, you look at Boston, no bigger under pretty much this season in general than the Boston Celtics here. They were pretty much 20 games under 20 games to the good on the under this season. In fact, let's see if we can't get that number here altogether, but a blowout script also could favor a late game scoring drop off as well. I know 213 looks low, but think of where these Boston totals really have been down the stretch here. They've all been kind of low, and now we're in the playoffs. So Boston was 30-52 to the under this season. Philly was 42-41 to the over. Nothing real the script there, but Celtics 50-32 overall against the spread this season. Philly was profitable to the number 44-39. Let's go to the chat in this one with Philadelphia taking on Boston. Here as Boston gets ready. And let's see what you guys have in this one. Let me try to make this my style here a little bit. There we go. Let me get I can see it better, a little less bubbly. All right. I'm going to go to the chat right now and see what the group has to say here. And we've got, let's see, anything. Larry says 76ers on the spread, but he's got Celtics money line. He's got the over. Cal Dog likes the over here as well. Boston minus the points for Bro God. there. And if Philly covers, it'll be by a half a point. Mad Sushi make it maybe to be right on this number a little bit. I got to try Boston here, laying these points right now at 12 and a half. Not saying I'm taking all the favorites. There might be one dog here I might like today, but you look what we saw yesterday. Yeah, the Lakers got the win at home, but that was a little bit different too. Not so much the KD injury itself, but it was a closely rated game. And you might have caught me. I know it wasn't here last night, but you might have caught me on another show there touting the Lakers yesterday as my pick. So here's Sixers team total under for Andre. I just thought the Lakers were in pretty good position there yesterday. Pardon me while I itch my back. All right. See what you got here. There we go in the chat. I think that might be it for you guys. I'm going to take Boston in this one to roll and cover. I actually, if Embiid was in there and maybe relatively healthy, I might actually consider the Sixers here. Just the familiarity factor of the two. I don't mind the Sixers season. I thought they had a pretty good year overall, but I think right now with Embiid out of this lineup here currently, I think that's going to help. Obviously it'll help the Celtics here, but I'm going to go ahead and lay it. All right, and let's see. Bro God says he's a favorite's definitely dominated today over there. Yep, and look, if you consider the move on the Lakers there, right? All right, and that's going to do it for that one. Let's continue to move on here now to game number 2 here on Sunday with the Phoenix Suns taking on the Oklahoma City Thunder in this one, and the Thunder favored by 14 here. Look, I think one thing people are thinking about a little bit with these teams, with these play-in teams a little bit, what did it take out of them necessarily, right? You got to come back here pretty much right away, just 2 days later, because this is what we have today here, right? Of the play-in teams, the ones from Friday's games are in here too. So Suns here though, getting 14 from the top-ranked Thunder here in this one. Pretty big number, but hey, you know what? It's been a pretty good season for the Thunder. Yeah, I'm not saying they cruised to it, but man, remember back in the early part of the season when we were worried the Thunder was going to have the greatest record in the history of basketball? Didn't quite work out that way, but was an awful season after all. A great year here, 64-18. They were sub 500 against the spread this season. Meanwhile, Phoenix was one of the better spread teams this season at 48-36. So not many people. You look at if you do that public money thing, public tickets, you are not seeing much on the Suns here. It's all Thunder. It feels like right now with the matchup. That's for sure. I don't know if I see much here support. That's almost reason. I mean, I almost want to. When I a matchup like that, I almost want to be a little bit contrarian here. I'm probably going to move to the total in this one, but all the matchups here, it does feel like the public is a little bit favorite heavy here. This one, though, more so that feels like than all of them coming into this game, upwards of 80-90% of tickets and money here in this one. Maybe there's a little bit more balance than some of the other matchups here, but let's see how you have it in the chat if you want with these two, the Suns and the Thunder. The Suns did beat the Thunder a couple weeks ago by 30 points, but with different personnel situation, it felt like the Thunder took that night off for sure. It was 135-103. Phoenix won at OKC, but really it just was I was on Phoenix in that game, and it seemed like they were only getting 6.5 on the road, and the Suns kind of rested a bunch of players. Phoenix did win at home 108-105 back in January as well. Now in that game, they did have Phoenix. OKC did have SGA, and Holmgren was in there as well. So that was a legit win there. I thought getting 10.5 as Phoenix won at home. So look, it was pretty much a split of the series here. I believe this season. I believe 2-2 there. So let's see how you guys have it in this one. I think they actually had 5 minutes. I think they played in the uh, uh, in-season tournament makeup game in there. So let's see what you guys have here in this one with Phoenix. Phoenix just 2-9 straight up and 3-8 against the spread in the last 11 games against Oklahoma City. Oklahoma City's covered four out of their last 6, won 17 of their last 20. As good as Phoenix was against the spread, they were just 2-7 actually down the stretch. Phoenix has gone over in 8 of their last 12, and Oklahoma City's gone over in 6 of their last 7 games coming in. Also, 6 of the last 7 meetings between these two teams have gone over. So, not a lot expected offensively here from Phoenix if you look at that total of 215 right there, and that might be pause for concern, but I'm going to take the over in this one. And I think if the Thunder does run it up or run away, I think that that maybe favors. Yeah, you might get the blowout script, but I'm going to go over in this one as my play here on Night Moves. Give me the over here with Phoenix and OKC. Let's go to the chat. See what they have in this one. It's going to be Suns team total under here for Andrew. Larry says Suns on the spread, OKC on the money line. Take the over. He's going to try to thread the needle a little bit there. Larry, do you do a higher percentage in that one, Larry, in games like this with that money line? How much would you lay? I'm curious. Like with Boston. I mean, Oklahoma City's minus 1,100. Would you do like 550 to win 50? Or would you do the full 1,100 to win 100? And then how much is it on the spread there? Like a 110 to win 100, and try to just thread that needle, knowing that OKC can win, and you might get that nice little middle there. Okay, I'm curious on that when you lay that big money line. All right, Cal Dogs on the over there, and let's see, Mr. Weskers ain't laying 14. Bro God has Booker going over. Fish Den here said OKC not covering those big spreads. They did cover 25.5 against Utah there back on April 5th. That was the last monster spread. Oh, no, they also covered 18 against the Lakers there. So they did cover their last 2 games. Hey, want to say hello to Zach Sanders? He's talking a little hockey in the chat. We'll get to the hockey. Fish Den has a cool it does say Fish Den. It's got some fire in there, I see. Cool, Fish Den. Thank you. All right, and for me, I'm going to go with the over here in this one at 215.5 with Phoenix and OKC. The Magic are taking on the Pistons here in this one. The Pistons are favored by 9. Total 219.5 here with Detroit, man, top seed here. All right. Coming in here with a 3-game winning streak. What a season for the Pistons. Did they overachieve this season? Is this what you were expecting from Detroit? Full disclosure on some of these. It's funny that it worked out this way. I have 4 futures bets. They're all in today's games. None of my futures bets were on yesterday's teams, but Detroit is my most solid position. It's not a big, how you throw your change on there during the season or whatever, and I got basically $25 to win 700 on Detroit to win the NBA championship, and did end up with a few others there as well. Boston 30 to win 390. The Spurs 30 to win 300. So, I don't know if those are the best price. I think they were pretty good prices there. do have if OKC wins it all, I'll win enough to cover those 3 bets. Those are only 4 futures I have here this season, and they're all here playing on this Sunday. Interestingly enough. And let's see how you guys have it here in this one with Magic taking on the Pistons. 9-point favorite here. Pistons, a pretty good cover team this year, no doubt about it. Pistons were 44 and 38. Meanwhile, our Magic, you think they were, hey, this is the Magic. They were a little bit of a surprise team. Now they were 40. They were 39 and 45 against the spread. Actually, 6 games under 500 against the spread this season. They were a bit overrated according to the numbers there a little bit. So let's see what you think. These two teams did split the matchups this season, both of them winning once on their home court and once on the other team's court this season. Orlando won here in November, 112 to 109 as a 3.5-point dog, and Orlando won by 16 points at home just 2 weeks ago. But in that game, Detroit was without Cade Cunningham, remember, and of course he's back in there now. So let's see what you think here in this one with the Magic taking on the Pistons here on Sunday. And for the Pistons here, they've covered 10 of their last 14 games coming into this one. Meanwhile, Orlando 4-2 against the spread in their last 6. They're also 8-4 against the spread in the last 12 meetings with the Pistons. Orlando's gone under in 4 of their last 5. The Pistons have gone over in 6 of their last 8, and Pistons have gone over in 5 straight meetings. 5 straight games at home here right now for the Pistons. Let's see how you guys have it here, and I'll go to the chat. But Orlando maybe better consistently against the spread versus Detroit, but that run for Detroit and the strong home over trends here with the pace a little bit, it seems like, and Detroit's look so good. They've been flying over really in some of these games for Detroit. Scored 133 in the season ender against Indiana, put up 137 at home against the Bucks. Those were not great teams, obviously, but they were able to get some points at home. And of course, Orlando did score 123 in that game against Detroit in that win in Orlando. So let's see how you guys have it here with Orlando taking on Detroit on Sunday. And can the Pistons roll double digits here against them? Let's go to the chat. Okay, here we go. We've got Cal Dog says he'll take the Pistons, but he's going to buy it down a point or so and maybe lay 8 here. And Larry, yeah, great. That's how you do it. That way, hey, if they don't cover, they're probably going to win, right? So, rarely going to see. It feels like right now, maybe no upsets here in these first games anyway, right? Any of these double-digit favorites here. Pistons money line here for Larry, as a matter of fact. Bro God says Magic plus the points. Mr. Weskers is on the Magic. Fish Den says Detroit or nothing for him. All right, man, you guys are kind of banging heads a little bit in there. Is Magic, though, looks like a Magic here on the spread for the chat by about a 3-1 margin. You guys are liking what you've seen from the Magic here. I'm going to go over in this one. It feels like you guys are kind of conflicting there, so I'll just go over here with the Magic and the Pistons in this one. All right, we've got the final game of the evening here, and this one's at 9 Eastern and 6 Pacific with the Spurs favored here by 11 over the Blazers. Total 220.5 here in this one with San Antonio feeling good, feeling healthy, I would think at this point. Total 220.5 here in this one. Let's see how you guys have it here in this matchup with these two. And hey, another one where we did see Portland win a game over San Antonio just recently, as a matter of fact. No, I'm sorry, early January. Portland won at San Antonio, 115 to 110 there in that one. So Portland did get a win against them on the road this season, although the Spurs won the other two games and covered them both. So San Antonio basically 2-1 straight up and against the spread against the Portland Trailblazers here this season. Let's see how you have it coming in. Portland's covered 6 of their last 8 games coming into this one. San Antonio 4-2 against the spread in their last 6 games coming in. San Antonio's gone under in 4 of their last 5 meetings against Portland. Portland's gone under in 6 of their last 9 games overall coming in. San Antonio 14-2 straight up, 16-2 against the spread at home of late here. Portland has been solid. They've really done a nice job here overall late in the season, but the Spurs ceiling at home, man, it could be a blowout in the end. I don't think they're as dominant of a spread team as, say, Boston or Detroit in this particular matchup against their playoff opponent here, but they are a little bit better of a cover here, if you know what I mean, in this one. So let's see how you have it right now with the Blazers here. Heavy pressure to the under so far, it feels like, in this one. The line hasn't really moved that much to the under, despite it feels like heavy, sharp action from 222.5 to 220.5, though, here at the sharp books right now has me thinking it's going to be an under in this one. Let's see what you guys have. It's going to be OGB Captain took the Pistons in there. Here's Mr. Westers. He likes the Spurs to rock, bro. God says Wemby to dominate the boards on Sunday. And Larry says Spurs money line and the under here. Cal Dog liking the Spurs and the over. Fish Den also taking Wemby here today, it looks like. Andrew K's with me, going to take the under, and OGB Cap'n going to lay. Oh, he's going the extendo there off the 19.5. Hey, I've got the under here in this one. I'll take this as my only under of the show, and I'll take under 2. Oh, I better update it here. 220.5. So yeah, there has been a move after all by about 2 points so far. All right, I'll take the under. That's a look at the NBA for Sunday. All right, let's get ready to go out to the National Hockey League right now with the action here on Sunday. We got 4 games today. The one series begins on Monday night, actually, with Anaheim and Edmonton. So got a nice little treat there for the game ones anyway. As there are 4 games on Monday, but the series starts for Anaheim and Edmonton, and then the 6 teams that played today also play on Monday. Let's go with Sunday's action though right now, and we'll start it off with the Kings on the road here, taking on Colorado Avalanche. Welp, WELP, got the Kings here going to have their work cut out for them at 265, but it is the playoffs after all. You know, the Kings are still pretty darn competitive. I mean, why wouldn't they? Couldn't they just get this game to go overtime and then, well, maybe they have a chance now in overtime now that you have the full teams out there a little bit, right? We'll see what happens when it comes down to that, but let's see what you think there here in this one with the Kings taking on Colorado Avalanche to get things rolling here in the National Hockey League on Sunday. Kings here, they've won 5 of their last 7. They have dropped 6 of the last 7 games to Colorado overall. Colorado has won 5 of their last 6. They've actually won 10 of the last 12 meetings at home against the Kings. Colorado's gone under in 4 of their last 5 games at home. Coming into this one, also, Colorado's gone under in 8 straight games right now overall. So Kings have gone under in 11 of their last 16 on the road. The Kings have gone under in 4 of their last 6 here right now. Colorado does come in here up 6 units of this up 6 units on the road, but down over 4 3/4 units at home this season. Not profitable at home this year. Meanwhile, the Kings were much better on the road at dropping just 1.5 units. At home, they were down 15 3/4 units. In fact, one of the worst teams in the league money-wise this season were the Los Angeles Kings. I think they were the worst team money-wise out of all the playoff teams this season. But they were a team that definitely forced as many overtimes as anybody this season. Really heavy. Kings able to extend games. And unfortunately, kind of their downfall in a way, because they were not a good team in overtime or the shootout, although all those points may have added up in the end and got them here, to the postseason. Because, definitely a team that, what can you say? They basically were 35 47, but they earned those 20 extra points this season. So let's see how you guys have it here in this one with the Kings taking on the Avalanche at home. Let's go to the chat in this one. Here we go. It's going to be, we got it here. Cal Dog might be on the over in this one. Here's Andrew. He likes the Avs. Larry likes the Avalanche on the money line here. Cal Dog, Avenir, Avalanche puck line. Timmy Two Shoes, 4-2. Oh, man, it's all Avalanche here. Mr. Weskers loves having the NHL. Well, I mean, hey, this is the playoffs after all. And let's see here. That might be it from the crew right now. Okay. Well, hey, Avalanche or Dynamo here this season, no doubt about it. They could crush the Kings here, I guess, but Kings are great at forcing overtime. They were very strong on the road this season. I'm going to try the Kings here in this one. I will say this about the total, I can't believe it's, basically not 5.5. The general line. I mean, yes, there are 5.5. It's about 6 under 20 here. It looks like right now. And like I said, I just told you about all those unders between, for these teams, between these two teams. But I will say the last matchup here in March was 4-2, landed on 6, and they also had 1 over, 1 under, and 1 push this season for the Kings and the Avs. So, all right, that might be it from the chat, but I'm going to try the Kings in this one. All right, and let's see, Netchus for a goal in there for Timmy. All right, we'll keep it moving. You guys got your plays in there. How about the Canadians on the road taking on the Lightning? Wow, this seems like a pretty hot matchup here, considering the way things went down here in the regular season overall. And Canadians, what a season they had. They ended up finishing in second place behind Buffalo and basically ended up tied with the points here. But the Lightning won the tiebreaker. That's a little bit of a tough break for the Canadians, because I thought the Canadians were a little bit better here. Canadians on the road, one of the best road teams around, up almost 9.5 units on the road. Meanwhile, Tampa was just pretty much a break-even proposition at home this season for Tampa here against Montreal. They've won 13 of the last 19 meetings against Montreal, but it seems like to me, being a Montreal Canadiens supporter, that this Montreal team they've been slowly getting better each year for about the last uh, uh, 5-10 years. Even it seems like it's been that long of a grind pretty much for Montreal to get to this point, but they're here now, and yeah, it's a tough matchup here for sure against a team like Tampa Bay. But I want to say that this feels like a kind of a peak time for the Montreal Canadiens. I'm not sure we've seen a Montreal team uh, to be this good in all these years where they've been climbing and growing here right now. So Montreal's won 11 of their last 14 coming in. They've won 6 of their last 7 on the road coming into this one. Also, Tampa Bay just 2-4 in their last 6 games, and that was crucial, right? They were in a battle. It wasn't like they were, taking the season off here and ready for the playoffs. I mean, they were in a bit of a battle there to, uh, try to finish higher, try to beat out Buffalo. It didn't happen. Montreal's gone under in 8 of their last 12 games overall. Tampa's gone under in 5 of their last 7 games overall. I will say, however, that 8 of the last 11 meetings between these two teams have gone over when these two teams have met. And it does feel like, in general, that these teams were a bit over this season. Let's see what you guys have in the chat here in this one, with Montreal taking on Tampa Bay here on Sunday. Canadians were 45-37 to the over this season. The Lightning were 42-40 to the over overall. And look, it is kind of juiced up here at 6 over at minus $1.20 right now. Let me make sure that line is holding here. Yeah, 6.5 over, maybe over 15. Of course, DK's got the 6.5 under out there, and also Bovada's at 5.5 over at minus 175. So let me go to the chat here in this one with the Canadians. I feel like this is the one where you want to take in the series price here, Montreal. I might be, rooting for Montreal here a little bit, but people say, how does this guy from San Diego like Montreal Canadiens? But when, back in the 70s, when I just loved any sports at all, like any, wannabe kid out there, Montreal was, winning the Stanley Cup championships. And I always thought they were just magical to watch. Guy Lafleur, the Flower, he was my favorite player. All right, here, and I love when they played the Kings on TV. Montreal for Cal Dog. Larry says Canadians on the puck line and under. Timmy's got an overtime here in this one. Look, it's off. It's awkward because you got Tampa Bay at, yeah, sure, they are minus $1.85, but Montreal minus $1.63 on the puck line. There makes it a little bit tough, but hey, that's a cheaper price than $1.85 here. So I'm going to have to pick a winner somehow. All right, let's see any more here from the chat. I think Andrew's on the Habs here. And let's see here. That might be it from you guys in the chat in this one between Montreal and Tampa Bay here. All right. I better take a total here in this one. I don't want to give out Montreal on a puck line minus $1. Like I said, maybe I'm going to be on Montreal maybe in this series here. Let me go over in this one on Night Moves today at 6 over here in this one. Maybe it will be 3-3 today, and we'll see. But I kind of like Montreal to win this series. I don't even mind them on the money line here, I think, in this game. Maybe I should have did that, but I'll go ahead and take the over here in this one as my play. All right, next up, the Boston Bruins are taking on the Buffalo Sabres here. Wow, it's playoff time in Buffalo. Now, you got to almost think that, when without much experience here for the Sabres. Will they be a little bit starstruck? Boston, they have a little bit of playoff experience, but also remember this: Boston was really bad on the road this year, and Buffalo, they were really good at home. They were pretty good on the road too, but at home they were really good. Uh, Buffalo, 6 units at home this season. Boston was down 3 3/4 units at home. They were one of the best home teams. Boston was. This when you see a series like this is where I start thinking, 7 games. When two teams of Buffalo. I will say this: Buffalo was a good road team here this season as well. In fact, they were probably a little bit better on the road. Up 8.5 units on the road this season. So we'll see how you want to play it though here with the Bruins taking on the Sabres here in this one. And I'll run it down here a little bit and see what you guys have. But Buffalo here has lost 14 of the last 20 games against Boston overall. Buffalo is just 4-13 in their last 17 games at home against Boston. But it does feel like you want to throw those out here a little bit right now. You can factor it in a little bit, I guess. Boston has lost 5 of their last 7 coming in. Buffalo has won 4 of 5. They've won 9 of their last 13 at home. Boston did close with 2 wins to close out the season over Columbus and New Jersey. There, they wanted to make sure they secured that wild card position. Buffalo here, meanwhile, of course, number 1 in the division here. And $1.65, pretty hefty favorite, no doubt about it. But let's hear from you guys in the chat in this one with Buffalo taking on Boston here. Like I said, I'm on Buffalo to, pretty hefty with a future, but you kind of just think the home team's going to take care of business in this series, it feels like. Here's the Sabres on the money line for Cal Dog. Larry likes the under here. Andrew says the Bruins are going to upset them. They said, look, they own Buffalo, but remember, this is what could you say? This is a different Buffalo. There is a little bit. You've got to factor that Boston advantage in against them there. For the most part, I'm going to say it like that. Yes, there is a bit of an advantage there given the category there a little bit. But again, Buffalo was strong enough, it feels like here. So, all right, let's see here. I'm going to take Buffalo on the puck line here at plus $1.50 or more. Give me Buffalo to rout Boston here to get things started. Let's get the party started in Buffalo here. And I'm not taking Boston to hedge my nice futures play here. Should Buffalo score just $20 to win $820 for me on Buffalo to win the Stanley Cup. I did that back when, remember, they had one good winning streak there way back at the start, just when they started to get hot and everybody was wondering if, I won't say whatever it is, nobody knew at that time. But they had put together a little winning streak, then had a couple losses in a row. And then once they started to roll again, that's when I went and was ready to put down I was rounding off a bet, but I'll take 20 here on Buffalo at the end, see what happens, and hey, could wrap up a good little chunk of change there if they get it done here, or probably more, sell it off, take a hedge, maybe I get a few $100s out of it. Should they prove on in advance a little bit. Okay, I guess that's it there in that one. And nothing else from the chat. I'm taking Buffalo on the puck line. How about that? All right, last game up here is Golden Knights taking on the Mammoth here in this one. How about it, man? Golden Knights bring in Tortorella, and all of a sudden, boom, they've started winning all the games. I mean, easy schedule. Maybe it was a setup like that. Maybe they said, let's bring him in here now late in the season. We'll win a bunch of games with Tortorella coaching, and they'll get confident and they can parlay that uh, into another run. The only futures I own in the NHL playoffs are the uh, $20 on Buffalo to win 820, and I do have two bets on VGK to win the Western Conference and to win the Stanley Cup. So, I guess I want Buffalo and Golden Knights. Let's see what you've got here with these two on Sunday with the Mammoth here on the road. Great job by Utah. They really look like such a quality organization here a little bit compared to Arizona was they right. It's the same franchise. Granted, it's a new family that kind of bought the team, brought them to Utah there, and that's part of the culture a little bit. But it was the same kind of franchise that moved from Arizona to Utah a couple seasons ago. So good turnaround here for Utah, I'd say. Golden Knights, we know they've just won the division here again in Las Vegas, even if it didn't look like they were gonna. And Connor Hart gets the start here, and kind of a good story here for Hart, right? I mean, after the situation there we went through a little bit, but he's in here now and gets this playoff start. So good on him. Vegas won for their last 5 games at home, 7 of their last 8 overall. Utah just 3-10 in their last 13.
Final.
When playing here in Las Vegas. Now, a couple of those seasons were Arizona seasons for sure. Utah 5-1 straight up in their last 6 on the road. They've won 6 of their last 9 overall. Utah's gone over in 9 of their last 12 games overall, but Vegas has gone under in 14 of their last 20 games overall coming in. Let's hear from you guys in the chat, maybe in this one with the Golden Knights taking on the Mammoth here in Las Vegas. Will the Golden Knights be caught with their proverbial pants down here? Let's see what you guys have in this one. I'm going to the chat. All right, anything here? Mammoth on the money line, says Cal Dog. Andrew K says Mammoth. Mr. West says, how many playoff games are there? Well, there's 8. Well, I mean 4 yesterday and 3 yesterday, 4 today. But yeah, you got 16 teams qualify for the NHL playoffs. Hey, want to say hello to Ivan in the chat. Ivan and he says the Avs are winning the cup here, hopefully. What does he have there in the chat? He's got somebody celebrating. Oh, I can't really tell. Is it NFL or is that like a college game or maybe it's a UFL game? I don't know. He kind of like Utah here in this one. I kind of like Utah too, actually. Timmy says go under in all the games here today. I don't mind that. Although I had over in Montreal, Tampa. And Larry says he's going to have faith going with Utah on the money line here. Yeah, you know what? I mean, I kind of like Utah, but I got to kind of stick with this. I got Vegas on the to win the Stanley Cup here a little bit. I feel like I'd be doing a disservice if I kind of went against them here in this one. So I'll be taking the under here in this one with the Mammoth and the Golden Knights. Give me the under here in this one on Night Moves. All right, I guess that's it for the hockey. That's it for the hockey. All right, we got a full guard of Major League Baseball here on Sunday, so we better get to it. We better hammer it out here on Night Moves. Been here an hour through the playoffs, so probably get through an hour of Major League Baseball action. Let's go to the card here and get your plays and comments. And I've got mine ready to go. So let's go. Going to start it off here. Early card. Hey, it's Sunday. So got the Giants taking on the Nationals here. Robbie Ray goes for the Giants, $1.50. Total 8/15 going up here against Miles Mikolas. Oh boy. Everybody get ready for your comments here on Mikolas. Mikolas, 11.49 ERA coming in. He's 0-3. Might be the worst pitcher in baseball statistically here right now, it feels like. Both teams are 9-12, but the Giants have won 3 in a row. They've found somebody they can beat. And they do have Robbie Ray, who's kind of been their best arm here, 2.41. It's old school Robbie Ray all of a sudden. 2-2 record coming in. Things are getting between these two. The offense has really stood out again there yesterday, 7-6, as the Giants were able to pick up that win. They've outscored them 17-11 in the first two, and it is pretty much kind of the bullpen situation here again. It feels like the way it's going, just for the Nationals. They've got an offense. Unfortunately, they've got no pitching. And that's a real waste, when you think about it. They'll win some games, but they'll finish with a poor record. You got to have pitching, and they have a legitimate offense that would make any good pitching staff. I mean, it would complete a team if you had this offense. And I don't know if it's a fluke with some of these Nationals bats here and the way they're going right now. And like we've talked about, I mean, top 5 in pretty much all major categories here. Except for home runs, but the Giants are last in home runs this season, and they top 10 in batting average and top 10 in hits as well, but no power from this Giants team. Meanwhile, the Nationals have some decent power, but good batting for sure here. But still the Giants are favored right now, of course, probably because of the pitching situation here. So let's see the way you guys have it in this one with the Giants taking on the Nationals today. And see what the weather looks like a little bit here. Mid to high 50s and the wind blowing left to right, 8 to 10 miles an hour, 9 to 10 miles an hour or so in this one. Okay, let's run it down here with you guys. Make your comments in the chat in this one with the Giants and the Nationals. Washington's home form is not very good, man. They're 1-7 at home. Washington here, they're 8-5 on the road. Giants, meanwhile, 6-5 on the road right now. They've traveled well here. It's hard to lay the runs here, I think, with the Giants right now, but the way this Washington bullpen gets, maybe the Giants can. I mean, you're getting plus money on the Giants right now if you take the run line with them, and they're not great on the run line. However, maybe they're picking it up, maybe they get it done, but 2-5 is a run line favorite. Washington is 12-8 is a run line underdog. So the price is pretty much the same, though, for the Giants on the money line on the road as it is for Washington on the money line at home. Washington is plus 1.5 at minus 130. That's a little bit cheaper there. So it's just that nobody wants Mikolas here, I don't think. Washington mentioned their 1-7 record at home. Well, they're 7-1 to the over at home, and the Giants are 6-1 to the over as a favorite. Well, we got to take the over here, I guess, in this one between the Giants and the Nationals. The last games went over here. Anything going to be different about this one unless Ray shuts them down? Maybe the Giants still get over. Here we go with the chat in this one, and let's see what we've got. Mr. West says, what's the bullpens so far with the, I think, is he saying with these two teams? Giants are middle of the road, 3.64 ERA, but Washington is not quite in last at 5.81. Kansas City, of all teams, is last right now. Cal Dog on the Giants here. Mr. Wesker is going to just keep fading Mikolas. It's been a disaster. Larry's on the Giants here. Jermaine says Mikolas is a gift. And Timmy's going to take the Nationals. look, I kind of want to take the Nationals. Maybe I don't think the run line at minus $1.30 is awful here. We'll see because the Giants are probably gonna, uh, like I said, their bullpen's okay. Robbie Ray's done well, so first 5 over for Cal Dog. And Mr. Wester says, don't forget, not only was it 7-6, but it went 12 innings there yesterday. Good point from Mr. Wester. That'll lead to more offense. There were 26 hits in the game yesterday. Nobody could score in the first 2 innings, but despite the fact that in a bizarre happening, they put a runner on second base to start each inning. It was just a crazy concept. Unbelievable. Are they doing that in other games? Crazy baseball. All right, let's keep it moving here right now. The one magic thing, when you were, when all you had was the sporting news and the box scores, and when you'd get a 22 inning game, you'd spend an hour looking at a 22 inning box score back in the day. Okay, here we go. Royals and Yankees here in this one. You've got the Yankees here with weather. I don't know what that is. Weater is ours, 0. Well, you got the man putting the graphics, man. He's a little getting used to the new setup here. Royals and the Yankees here. Weather is $1.50, 7.5 over 20 coming into this one for the Yanks here. So far, 4-2 in their last 6 games coming in. Kansas City's been a disaster so far on the road. So far this season, I don't think they've won yet on the road, have they? Right now, the Royals coming in with a home record of 2-9 overall. They were 2-2 at one point, lost 7 straight. The Royals have dropped 10 straight games against the New York Yankees. Kansas City's lost 6 in a row here right now after getting swept by Detroit. They've lost these 2 games so far. 8 of the last 11 meetings between the 2 teams have gone under. Yankees have won 5 straight at home, of course, here against Kansas City. Yankees at home so far, 7-5. Royals here have gone under in 8 of their last 12. 8 of the last 11 meetings between these 2 teams have gone under here. Kansas City, this skid has been brutal, and the Yankees own this matchup. Kansas City's road form is awful. Going to have to probably move to the run line here if you're going to like the Yankees here. Maybe $1.50 is acceptable for you, though. Doesn't seem awful. Here also maybe the under with this trend set right now. Both teams kind of skewing that way, it feels like, even though Yankees did score 13 yesterday against the Royals. And like I said, that bullpen is, I believe, now last in baseball with a 6.52 ERA and a 1.68 whip for the Royals here so far. So let's see what you can do in this one with a couple left-handers here. Cole Ragans coming in here right now with a 3.78 ERA, 1.38 whip for Weathers, 4.26 ERA and a 1.39 whip. Both guys kind of mediocre here, it feels like right now. Let's see what you guys think here in the chat in this one. Man, the Royals might be bad after all. Here we go. Yankees on the run line for Larry. Cal Dogs on the over. Andrew says the Yankees own these guys right now. Weathers could bounce back, but the Yankees bullpen, it might be better than you think right now. The Yankees have been moving up 4.22 so far, but again, that's two runs better than the Royals. So Ben Rice has been hot. So far, right, man. Not only the homers, I mean, he's hitting 339 right now. He's practically an MVP candidate at this point. All right, that's going to do it here for this one. I'm going to take the Yanks on the run line here and take a little plus money, a plus $1.40 in this one right now. This maybe where the Yankees can take advantage a little bit. And Cole Ragans can be pretty tough to beat, and the Yankees struggling against these left-handers right now, but it wasn't a problem there yesterday, right? So I'm going to try them here today on the run line, and they'll get to the bullpen there eventually. Give me the Yankees on the run line in this one. Next up, the Rays are at the Pirates here with McClanahan taking on Keller. Yesterday there was a rain delay in the middle of the game, and Paul Skeens was, funny. You think about it. If you could just think about it a little bit, you don't want to scratch a guy and say, "Hey, let's just scratch you late. The weather's going to be here, and can you go the next day?" Because you don't want to take anybody out of their routine and everything. And early on, it really doesn't matter. But after Skeens had delivered 4 shutout innings there and the rains came, and then they had to go to the bullpen, and immediately the Rays came and got right back in the game with 4 runs off of the bullpen there. So it does kind of suck there a little bit for them as far as having to go with go into the bullpen there. She can't come back with Skeens at that point. So Tampa Bay eventually came on and won the game there yesterday, 8-7. Another extra inning game there. That one went 13 innings. In that one, Tampa scored 2 in the top of 13. Pittsburgh scored 1 in the bottom of the 13th. So you got the left-hander, McClanahan, going here in this one. 3.95 ERA, 1.17 whip. Pretty decent here. Keller, 2.86 earned run average and a 1.23 whip in this one. So 2 pretty good starters here for sure. Feels like in this matchup here. And $1.25. Let's see. It says $1.15, but it might be a little higher right now for the Pirates. Let me see what's going on. No, I'd say closer to $1.15 here, actually, in this one. So let's see how you have it here. Tampa's won 7 of their last 8 overall, 6 of their last 7 on the road. Now, Tampa's won 11 of the last 14 meetings between these semi-frequent opponents here. 6 of the last 7 games have gone under between the two teams. 8 of the last 10 have gone under between the two in Pittsburgh, although Tampa's gone over in 5 of their last 7 games overall coming into this one. Tampa's form is better overall for sure, but Pittsburgh's pen, believe it or not, they're a little bit stronger here, I think. Pittsburgh's pen right now, 3.66. We know Tampa's bullpen's been coming along, but they're still at 5.40. But they've got the bats whenever they that's what's done it here for Tampa Bay. Really, is the bats. Just keep going and eventually overpower you a little bit. How about so far with Chandler Simpson? 342 batting average so far. He's got 25 hits. He's been a real story. Caminero only 240, but he's 250, but he's had some big hits there. Yandy Diaz is pasting so far this season. Nick Fortes also good. Tyler Walls also doing well here for Tampa. Pittsburgh's had their moments here so far with Cruz. He's dialed it back a little bit here of late. Brendan Lau also, but the Rays have the better bats so far this season. I think you guys are coming in the chat with the picks. Let's see what's going on here. Under for Andrew. Cal Dog likes the Pirates here. Larry likes the Pirates as well. And let's see here. I think Jermaine might be at here he is. Jermaine says Rays team total over. And talking about the bullpens there a little bit and what ended up happening there with the 13 inning game. How and what will that affect here in this matchup, right? So maybe even with 2 good starters, could the bullpen get a little bit thin there late? Will the game kind of go maybe over the total here, right? I think is what what might be you guys are saying there. All right. I'm going to take Tampa Bay again. I can't help it. I really love what they're doing here. I think we've been on them quite a bit here this season. We're going to keep rolling with Tampa right now on the road. I'm going to take them here against the Pirates again after seeing them come back yesterday. I'm going to take them again. All right, the Brewers are on the road taking on the Marlins. Jacob Mizrowski here in this one. He's up against Yuri Perez of the Marlins. For the Brewers here, winners of 4 straight right now. Mizrowski, a 3.33 ERA, 1-1 record. Perez, 5.4 ERA, 1-1 record so far. Miami's lost 4 in a row right now. Not only the first 2 here to the Brewers, but the Braves were able to beat them there as well. Remember, Milwaukee beat Toronto a couple games in a row before knocking off the Marlins here in the first 2. And I don't know, Mizrowski going seems like a pretty good matchup. Brewers had that little spell of losses. Now they've kind of come back. These 4 games in a row, these wins have put them at 12-8. All of a sudden, Miami here 2-7 as an underdog so far this season. The Brewers 5-3 on the road, not bad here, and they're probably up to $1.20 or so. Miami's 13-6 to the over so far, including 6-1 to the over as an underdog. Milwaukee's 8-4 to the over as a favorite so far. Coming into this one, let's see how you have it here. Mizrowski on the road. Maybe he's had his ups and downs, but he's still very intimidating out there. 3.23 ERA, 102 whip. Perez, 1.55 the whip so far. So Brewers are hot and, taking on a team here in the Marlins that are not looking that great. Miami's slumping here. And, Brewers have had success in this matchup, not only here this weekend, but in general against these guys. They've won 5 of the last 7 meetings here between the two in Miami. 5 of the last 7 meetings, 5 between these two teams have gone under. Miami's gone over in 4 of their last 5 at home. But like I said, Miami's dropped 7 of 8 here right now. Brewers have won 4 of 5, including 4 of their last 6 on the road. Pretty decent number here for Mizrowski. Man, I got to take the Brewers here to keep it going right now. I think the Brewers are – look, it's not like they were, when they got off to a hot start, right? It doesn't feel like that the Brewers were hey, look at us. They're expected to have a real good season, especially with the pitching and everything. So I'm going to take them here at $1.20 for sure against the Marlins. Let's see what the chat has to say. Okay, Mr. Wesker's on the Marlins. Cal Dog's on the Brewers. And Larry does like the over in this one. All right, next up, American League action here. Pair of left-handers going here with the Orioles taking on the Gardens. Trevor Rogers for the Orioles and Cantillo for the Guardians here. Guardians $1.15, maybe $1.20 here. Guardians just 12-10, pretty good though. Orioles 10-11 right now coming in for Cantillo. 2.61 ERA, 1-0 record. Trevor Rogers, 3.04 ERA, 2-1 record. Are all the starters in the American League games left-handers today? What's going on here? I'm seeing all these left-handers right now. I might have missed the Red Sox game there, guys. I'll go back to it. I kind of skipped over it there on accident. But I was just thinking about it because you got, Rogers and Cantillo. You got Ragans and Weathers. You've got Valdez and Crochet. The A's game has got a couple left-handers. Left-hander Sunday here in the American League, it looks like. For the Guardians here, they've won 2 of their last 3. The Orioles have been struggling here of late, no doubt. They did pick up a win here in this series already, but the Guardians did come back and grab the last one between the The lights are out here in the satellite studios. Uh, Guardians coming in here 6-3 at home so far. 5-3 is a favorite. Baltimore 2-5 as an underdog here right now. Rogers, look, pretty good. 3.04 ERA, as I said, 1.27 WHIP. Cantillo 1.21 WHIP coming into this one. Baltimore have been sliding for sure. Cleveland's been solid at home. The under trends do kind of line up with both teams here, it feels like right now, especially Cleveland 3-6 to the under at home here right now. And let's see how you have it here in this one. Baltimore's lost 5 of their last 7 against Cleveland overall, and they've gone under in 4 of the last 5 matchups here in Cleveland against the Guardians. And 4 of the last 5 meetings overall have gone under between the two. Cleveland's won 4 of its last 5 at home. Baltimore on the road so far, as I said, 4-5 so far this season. Let's go to the chat. I think we're ready to see what you guys have here. And it's going to be I'll go back here. Andrew K is on the Orioles here in this one. Jermaine's on the over. Cleveland on the run line for Larry. Mr. Wesker's on the O's. Cal Dog's on the Guardians. I think we got a split between the chat here a little bit. O's moneyline lead for Jermaine. Timmy Two Shoes has his action in here. Nats, Marlins, Orioles run line parlay plus $3, 3-1, 3-1 odds there in that one. Okay. All right, I guess that's it from the chat in this one. I got to make my call. This one's getting heavy pressure to the under here in this one. And I'm going to take the under. Give me the under here with the Orioles and the Guardians. Final score today was 4-2, so I think we can get another under. This is a fourth game. This is a 4-game series, and we've already seen the Guardians have won each game 4-2. And I'll say this: the Guardians were going to win that middle game 4-2. I think. Let me look at that. They were going to win that game. Well, they're at 4-0, and then the Orioles shocked them with 6 runs in the 8th inning in that middle game there. Other than that, it was all zeros. So I'll take the under here, this one. Cardinals and Astros here, interleague action for Sunday with Matthew Liberatore, the left-hander, going up against Burrows here of the Stros. Stros been trying to survive here with this pitching staff right now. They're 8-14 right now on a 3-game losing streak, and the Cardinals have come in here and done a real nice job on the Astros here to go to a 4-game winning streak. The Cardinals are 12-8. Watch out! Anytime the Cardinals start winning, you don't need a lot of you can rely on a little history here. Maybe. Dang it! I missed the Red Sox game again in there. Let me get that. Let me go back to that here in just a moment. Why do I keep missing that game here? Was there a time change on the Red Sox game? Oh, okay. That's why. It's okay. I got it, guys. I see it there. It's at 4:30 Eastern, right? Red Sox moved to 4:30 Eastern, 1:30 Pacific time. Okay. I was wondering what was going on there. That one's going to be, I believe, MLB Network. So, okay, let's just continue on then. We can just go on. Liberatore, 4.28 ERA, 0-1 record coming in for Burrows, 6.5 ERA, 1-3 record so far. And Houston been pretty dismal here, to say the least. They've lost 8 of 10 coming in. They are 7-5 at home. We said that had a little bit more success at home, but man, St. Louis 5-3 on the road, 11-7 as an underdog. You gotta love that. I mean, they're an underdog here again in this one. I mean, come on. Maybe the Astros are due, but Houston got to be overpriced based on the form, I would think. St. Louis is relatively hot. Astros have been losing, both teams kind of over here, I think, right now. I mean, they're a combined 26-14 to the over this season, and both these starters have, five. What do they got? 5 and 6 ERAs basically here so far. Well, Liberatory 4.2, but he's on the road in this one. So Cardinals are 11-6 to the over as an underdog, 5-2 to the over on the road. Houston 8-4 to the over at home. So I gotta think there's probably gonna be some runs here in this one. I'm gonna take the over with the Cardinals and the Astros here on Sunday. Let me see here. Oh, I kept thinking, did I have it here yesterday? But I wasn't with you guys yesterday, so I will say, if you follow me a little bit on some other shows and channels, we were on the Cardinal. I'm on the record, Cardinals and over yesterday, and might just go right back to it again here today. See what the chat has to say in this one, with the Cardinals taking on the Stros, and the Cardinals have gone over in 6 of their last 7. Houston here right now has gone over in 15 of their last 20. 7 of the last 10 meetings between the two teams have gone over, and Houston's gone over in 8 of their last 10 at home. Cardinals have won 5 of the last 6 meetings between the two teams. Houston's lost 11 of 13 overall right now, and yeah, that might be enough, huh? Let's go to the chat here in this one. It's going to be the Cards here for Cal Dog, over for Larry. And Mr. Wesker says the Cards can make the wild card. I think so. I got to be happy right now if you're a Cards fan. You know, it's been a little bit of a rough spell for the Cards. We're not used to the Cards not making the playoffs. Andrew's on the under, Jermaine's on the over. Remember, I said, boy, you know, when you have two guys pick the same thing. Hey, Shaq's here. That wasn't the same thing. Shaq's here. Mets, Phillies, Marlins, Royals, Astros, Jays, and Tigers. Sweep avoidance. It's a real thing. And Timmy says, Mikolas and Burrows have got to win their games. Shaq's on the over. Or no, he's on the O's money line. And let's see. Jermaine says, saying something about Mikolas there. Well, my guys are a little bit behind me and they're a little bit. Okay, I'll take the over in this one. All right, next up, we've got the Reds taking on the Twins here. Brady Singer goes for the Reds, and Bailey Ober goes for the Twins. Over $1.20, total 8 here in this one with the Twins at home. Maybe the line move is a little bit on the Reds so far. Reds come in here 13-8. Wow. Twins are on a 3-game losing streak. They're 11-10. Singer 5.6 ERA, 1-1 record, over 5.5 ERA. He's 2-0, but these starters gotten rocked a little bit here. Reds are 7-2 on the road so far. Minnesota just 2-4 as a favorite, but they are 7-5 at home. They're a favorite here with Bailey Ober going on the mound. Over so far, 1.27 whip. Singer's got a 1.7 whip so far, but the Reds have been clutch here, winning these last 2 games 2-1, 5-4 in clutch fashion here. The Reds yesterday was with runs in the 7th, 8th, and 9th innings here yesterday to get the win 5-4.
Final.
So pretty impressive there, actually, for the Reds to make that comeback. Minnesota grabbed a couple of runs in the first inning, but it couldn't stand up. So let's see what you think here in this one with these two teams. Both teams 11-9 to the over so far this season. Minnesota is 4-2 to the over as a favorite. Both teams have gone over in 7 of their last 10 games coming into this one. Let's see how you have it. Cincinnati's won 4 of their last 5. They've also beaten Minnesota in 4 of the last 5 meetings. Minnesota's 8-4 straight up in their last 12 games, 6-3. In their last 9 at home, 6 of the last 8 meetings between the two teams have gone over. Minnesota's gone over in 6 of their last 8, and Cincinnati's gone over in 4 of their last 5 games on the road here. See what you think in this one with the Twins taking on the Reds here. This feels like maybe I'm more interested in the total with these bad starters right now. Minnesota's bullpen also is not very trustworthy here at this point. Minnesota's got a 4.95 ERA. Cincinnati actually is number 1 in the major leagues with a 2.31 bullpen ERA so far. That's huge. That's great. That maybe that could be the difference maker in a game like this. Especially a total of 8 here right now, still might go over, but sidewise, I think that that bullpen kind of pushes me on to the Reds here again as an underdog in this one. So, all right, yeah, let's do it. I'm taking the Reds here plus even money or so in this one. They won the first 2. The bullpen's been strong, and we're going to have to get in the bullpen. Right now, there's a big difference in the bullpen, it feels like, between these two teams. The chat is here, and Larry says he likes it under. Shaq likes the Twins. Cal Dog likes the Twins, but Mr. Wesker's with me on the Reds here. All right, yeah, I mean, so far, Reds 13-8, 7-2 on the road. Wow, Reds. Okay, let's get into this one here and see what we got. We've got looks like a bit of a pitching change here, so let's see what's going on here as Myers gets in here now for the Mets here right now. And looks like, I don't know if it was a scratch here of Peterson. I'm just I saw this when I was typing it in, but I didn't really get the situation here for these guys. But let's see what we got here in this one with the Mets and Tobias Myers here coming in. He was awesome in spring training for sure. I know that. He was striking guys out for sure, but he ends up getting the start here in this one. It'll be his first start as a Met. He's been in the bullpen all year. He pitched back on April 15th, 30 pitches. His season high is 39 pitches. So they should have everybody, but they don't have to use everybody. I think Rayleigh, I didn't look at the bullpen. Who cares? It's the Mets right now. This has been a bad situation. We know that. And look, I think they're looking to get Tobias Myers through the lineup one time. Peterson apparently is available out of the bullpen. They just want to get Myers in here to see what's going on, see if they have a guy here. They do. I think they're looking forward to this, but still. To send Peterson in a mop-up role. Yeah, Peterson had struggled so far, 6.4 ERA and a 0-3 record. I think he'll be second in here after Myers, but we'll see what you think. Meanwhile, for the Cubs, Javier Assad, so far so good. 8 1/3 innings, 1-1 record. Like I said, I was impressed so far. And I didn't say 8 1/3 inning, 8.1 ERA, but he did have that solid start also. So one good, one bad, I think, is what we got for Assad here, if I'm not mistaken. And we can go to the chat here, I think, in this one and see what you have with, man, these Mets. Boy, what a joke. They're in free fall right now with this losing streak, and the Cubs are rolling 4 in a row. So this feels pretty clean. You can take them, get in here $1.30 Cubs and the Mets, basically starting a guy who's not going to throw 40 pitches. I think both teams here, you look at the total here currently in this one, and with 2 starters like this, Chicago's 12-6 to the over. We're in Chicago. Better check the weather. We see the total's 8.5, so feels like a nondescript weather game here. winds blowing left to right, 14 miles an hour. Temperatures in the high 40s here in this one. So let's see what you have here in the chat, and I'll hear from you guys. But oh, these Mets, what a joke, huh? Mets are 7-14 right now. I said Cubs are 12-8. They're 11-9. The Mets are 7-14. This losing streak, what a disaster right now. They've lost 5 straight on the road. Cubs have won 5 of their last 6. They're 6-5 at home, but they were better at home last year too. Than that, they were real good down the stretch. Really, 4 of the last 5 meetings between the two have gone over here in Wrigley. Cubs have gone over in 6 of 7. 4 of the last 5 meetings between the two have gone over, but the Mets have gone under in 4 of their last 6 games coming in. Some reason I thought the Mets would end the losing streak yesterday. You got to be crazy to take them right now. Feels like you should just go with, fade them until it's over, right? I know that sounds easy, but okay, let's go with it here. Can't touch the Mets, says Mr. Weskers. Shaq talking about those sweep avoidance, I think is what he's talking about here. And Mr. Weskers does not think highly of Assad. But it was weird because he had that, in the one start, he was dynamite there. And then he also had one really bad, really crummy start there too, right? So, He's pitched 10 innings and 6 strikeouts so far for Assad. Okay, let's see here. Cubbies fade the Mets. Timmy says the sharp side will be the Mets here. I actually agree with that. They might lose. The Sharps, like I said, the Sharps just play numbers. So they don't really, Sharps don't even know the Mets have lost 10 straight. They have no clue. The Sharps just bet the numbers. So I actually believe this is the Mets to be the sharp side. That's supposed to be Mr. Weskers is making fun, but I agree with I agree. Okay, let's see here. Larry says, Cubs to get it. Go Cubs, go. Larry says there they are. Huh? Under here for Cal Dog. And Timmy says his Uncle Claude. Timmy, are you using AI to make the picks again? I tell you what, I don't. I'm not trusting AI to make the picks, but I do love running some stuff. Running different scenarios through the AI. The AI doesn't handicap. It takes whatever input you have, right? You could just say, hey, give me the winner, and it'll try to research it. But you could actually give it your particular info, and then it'll kind of analyze your info. You could talk into the. Here's something. It is what I've been taking the transcript of this show, and then I run it through AI, and then it comes out with all of our opinions together, and it kind of mashes it all up, and then says what we think as a group a little bit. It's really quite intriguing. And then I run it at the end of the show. And I also can see which one of you guys are picking better picks than the other. So watch out. All right, Shaq says, Shaq's going to work out right now. Jesus, Shaq. And I'm sitting here on my behind. Okay, Mr. Wesker says, Assad's going to get blasted here a little bit. Okay. Well, to me, it feels, I don't know if I could pass right now on these, on the Cubs here, even $1.35. I'd probably just take the Cubs here in this one. Give me the Cubs until further notice. I'm not doing that Mets thing again. Somehow I did it yesterday, and then I tried to come back. At least I bought some money back there. Geez, what a waste of $50 that was. Okay, here we go. Let's see here right now, and let's move on. The Dodgers are going to take on the Colorado Rockies. Guess who won yesterday? The Rockies beat the Dodgers 4-3. Ha ha, Dodgers. But we'll see. I mean, it's one thing to win one game if you're these guys, and you got to win two. But good on them. You got Michael Lorenzen here going 8.1 ERA, 1-2 record. Roki Sasaki 6.2 ERA, 0-2 record coming in. Dodgers, hey, can't win them all. This is baseball after all. And Dodgers come in having won 4 of their last 5. They've also here good record on the road so far. Good record all around, 15-5. Colorado's 5-3 at home. Okay, they're 3-10 on the road, but 5-3 at home so far. Colorado, they've lost 7 of their last 9. They've dropped 10 of 13 at home against the Dodgers. Overall, Dodgers, hey, what can you say? They're great. They've gone under in 5 of their last 6. Colorado's gone under in 4 of their last 5. Colorado's actually gone under in 6 of their last 7 at home. Dodgers usually crush Colorado in this matchup and on the road, but it was 4-3 yesterday, as I said. And since the favorite is the massive here, the Dodgers on the run line -1.5 at -175. I'm not going to do that on the show, even if look, I don't mind taking Colorado when in this series, and maybe yesterday looking back on it, seeing that game and the result, maybe that will, easy to say now, but I don't think I'd do it today necessarily with this particular pitching matchup. So I think I'm going to go with the under here in this one with the Dodgers today at 11. Oh man, I don't know these. Well, I think I'm committed to it. Obviously these numbers: Sasaki 1.85 WHIP coming in, Lorenzen 2.22 WHIP coming in, but I think I've just committed myself to it. I might have been thinking about yesterday because I went under yesterday and got the win. I might have stuck my foot in my mouth there in this matchup, but I don't think I can get away from him right now. The thing is, Colorado's 7-14 to the under so far this season, 2-6 to the under at home. Dodgers, they've gone under in 7 of their last 10. They have 4 overs and 4 unders on the road. The numbers are bad, but I don't know if we're getting the Colorado inflation here at 11.5 or not. Neither of the first 2 games went even close to that. It was 7-1 there, the Dodgers in game 1, and then 4-3 yesterday. So I'm going to go under here, just thinking we're going to get a normal baseball game. Even if it gets to 10 runs or 11 runs, it can go under here. I'm going to go under in this one. Okay, here we go with some of the chat here. Hey, Larry's on it. All right. I'm on it. But Timmy likes the over. He says Sunday's a good day for Rockies over. James Kelly in the chat. He's in on the Dodgers. Dodgers abs. Moneyline parlay. Is that you, West Up? Good to see James in there. Cal Dogs on the over. James going with me on the under in this game. But Andrew says Dodgers and the over. All righty. Hey, I think we're past halfway through the card here, right? Let's keep it going right now. We're into the West Coast afternoon starts. And we've got the White Sox and the Athletics. It was cool, the Athletics wearing that. Give them some credit. It says Sacramento on the front of their jerseys. I thought that was pretty cool. There yesterday. Now, you got a couple left-handers. I'm right. Every pitcher in the American League is a left-hander, except for Wu. Wu's a right-hander. But every pitcher in the American League is a left-hander today. All right, here we go with the White Sox and Schultz. He's a left-hander going in this one, 6.23 ERA. Springs so far, 1.45 ERA, 3-0 record. And, given Jeffrey Springs' career timeline, it feels like he's kind of at the peak of his career right now. I don't think, 1.4 is not going to be Cy Young out there this year, but going to probably have a pretty good year. You figure at home he's going to give up something eventually, but .77 whip. I don't think it's a fluky start. I think he's overshot a little bit here. A great start. He'll come back to, but I don't think it's going to be like a 4.5 ERA or anything. I think Springs was obviously having a good career there. When he was with Tampa as well. So feels like he's just coming along, and now really good so far this season here for Springs, and not an awful number here, $1.55. It's just that the White Sox did win that game, that first game of the series, 9-2, but the A's got the win there yesterday, 7-6 in 11 innings. Another extra inning game yesterday. Both those games were 6-6. All the scoring happened. They got to extra innings, and all of a sudden there was no score. Nobody could score there for an inning or two. But let's see what you have here in this one with the White Sox and the A's. The White Sox on the road so far, just 4-8 so far this season. Oakland's been, profitable for sure at 11-10. This is only the fifth time been favored this season. I think overs here for sure. Look at athletics. At home. Oh, the A's. They're not going to go over every game. Yeah, they are. They're 8-1 to the over at home so far this season. 4-0 to the over as a favorite. So yeah, you're getting up there, and Springs is good, but man, this one, is it up to 9.5? What is this on the screen here? 9/15. I think there's some 9.5s out here right now. Springs has been good, so maybe he can keep the White Sox down a little bit, but I don't know if it would stop you from maybe still not wanting to go over with these two. Just given the fact that the A's, the offense is just fine, right? I mean, that's what we're talking about with the A's so far. They're not a great average team, but they're patient. I think that's key. They mid pack in walks, but they're efficient. I'll say. For the White Sox here, they're bottom of the barrel, bottom five in a lot of categories: batting average, slugging, runs, doubles, hits as well. So let's see though what you guys think in this one with the White Sox taking on the A's here. A's have won 6 of the last 8 meetings between the two teams. The A's have won 8 of their last 11. 4 of the last 5 meetings have gone over. White Sox have gone over in 5 of their last 6 and 7 of their last 10 on the road. Talking about the overs here and everything. So I'll take it to sneak over here. Look, A's $1.50. I mean, you got to like the A's, and I don't want to give out $1.50. Maybe the run line will be fine here. Maybe that is the call here in this one. But so far, the A's are just 1-3 as a run line favorite. White Sox are been an underdog in every game so far this season at 9-12. Let's go to the chat here and see what you have to say in this one. And Mr. Weskers is on the A's run line. Springs is always good, says James. And Mr. Weskers is loving his Chernobyl. I love the one I watched, Mr. Weskers, was The Dogs of Chernobyl. Did you see that series? I watched that one, The Dogs of Chernobyl. Speaking of interesting. The dogs kind of survived, and they might be a little bit, just change the species a little bit. Okay, let's see here. Larry says over in this one. Cal Dogs on the A's. James Kelly likes the over. Andrew's on the under. Also, let's see here. Springs over on his K's there for James. Yeah. And let's see here. Also, A's run line. There it is for Jermaine. A's on the run line there. Also here, Mr. Yeah, it's a real thing. Yeah, I don't know if it was called The Dogs, but I know there were some YouTube videos of talking about it. Basically just all the stray dogs, and they're still going to breed a little bit. And like I said, it's been all those years now. And Langoliers, how am I doing? I should look at, like I said, you guys have told this story, but a couple years ago, I saw one of those apps where you pick the player, you buy the player, and if they do good, your stock goes. I took Shea Langoliers. I put like $50 on Shea Langoliers. And for a year and a half, that thing it went down. But right now, Shea Langoliers is up. Give me the over in this one. All right, my Padres are on they did it again yesterday. Pulled away late, the clutch type of play that you want to see. The Padres, they're pretty good. They're not as good as Big Blue, but 14-7. I mean, the Dodgers and the Padres might be 1-2 in the major leagues, right? Anybody with me here? And the Padres about to be sold also. Here, that was exciting news here with my San Diego friends, as the Padres are going to get sold. Looks like to a Latin owner, a guy from Puerto Rico. Born in Puerto Rico, but went to Princeton, and he's a hedge fund guy or a private equity guy. But him and his wife are going to buy the team there, and I think that's good news for the Padres. You basically have the two. I told Tony on the show on Saturday, you compare the Padres are playing the Angels here. You hope that this gentleman is not another Artie Moreno, but I'm sure they wouldn't mind $5 beers at Petco. All right, for Michael King, 2.78 ERA, 2-1 record. Reed Detmers, 3.57 ERA, 1-1 record for Detmers. The Angels have done a nice job here so far, 11-11, but they crumbled a little bit yesterday. Maybe it's the Padres just being clutch here right now. They picked up 2 in the 8th and 2 in the 9th. It was scoreless through 7. The Padres got the win there. They're pretty clutch, to say the least. They got some guys who can really do it in crunch time. Guys like Ramon Laureano looked good here late. And, there's some guys that could use a little bit more average here right now. But, all right, let's see what you got. Trouty's down to 237 right now. Shanawell's hitting 231. Here, this Angel bats, man. Soler 230, Moncada 177. Joe Adell is about the only guy doing anything here right now, and Adam Frazier too. But see what you got here in this one. Detmer's a 1.06 ERA. King 1.15 ERA. Look, you had 2 West Coast type of games here. Yes, the Angels did beat the Padres 8-0, but they kind of pulled away there in the middle innings, and the Padres never got anything going. But still, you got to wonder. These 2 decent starters here on the mound in this one. San Diego's in better form here right now. And the Angels have had, some odd home success in this matchup over the years. I don't know why the Padres have kind of overlooked the Angels a little bit when the teams have met in the past. In fact, the Padres, that was their first win in 6 games yesterday on the road against the Angels over the last few years or so. The Padres have won 9 of 10, 5 of their last 7 on the road. Angels have gone over in 9 of their last 13 and 4 of their last 6 at home. Coming into this one also, Padres. This is a very reasonable line here at $1.20 in this one, and Angels have the bullpen hasn't been great here right now, and you look at the totals overall. Padres are 9-11 to the under, 3-5 to the under on the road. Angels are just kind of a break-even, 4 up and 4 down here, but like these starters here, I'm going to take the under in this one. Padres and Angels on Sunday. I'll go to the chat here now. I've made my call on the under here. Mr. Westers does not like Michael King. I get it. Maybe he's not your cup of tea, but pretty good pitcher here. It feels like I said, I like taking Yankees pitchers, and King's got very good numbers here. And James had the under yesterday. Cal Dog on the Angels. And Larry, thank you. Could you believe it? 53 years old. He looked good. They had some interviews. I went back and over last year, saw some YouTube interviews, and although he did say, they didn't say them, um, they didn't give the cause of death, but I was watching one of the interviews, and it was very poignant. I don't know if it was brought to my attention because maybe how when someone dies, the interviews come up, and I don't know if it was titled this, but Garrett Anderson in one of the interviews did say he is in a lot of pain at his age. It says one thing about maybe he's paid the price for his career. He said he was in a lot of pain. Could have been talking about his life. Could have been talking. I don't know. I wasn't trying to read between the lines, but he was a pretty, you know, not a physical player. I mean, he was fleet of foot, right? He was a great hitter for average. And Garrett Anderson also, I believe, was the, if I'm not mistaken, he was the man in the pizza incident. Do you guys know the pizza incident? A famous video where Garrett Anderson, I believe, goes over to the stands in Fenway Park, and there's a foul ball down the left field line, and Garrett Anderson goes over. I don't think he made the catch, right? And if anybody's seen this famous incident, and then a man throws a pizza and it hits another guy, and then all of a sudden the fans are like getting into a fight because a guy tried to throw a pizza and it hit the guy. And at first it was all funny until the guy had pizza sauce. And of course, the thing that made it was hilarious was Jerry Remy and Don Orsillo, and he says, "Now watch here comes the pizza." And then they said, and the man has been ejected from Fenway Park for ruining a perfectly good slice of pizza. Just type in, go to YouTube and type in pizza incident. And Garrett Anderson didn't have anything to do with it. He was just a fielder over there. But that's that reminded me of that famous incident, the pizza incident in Fenway Park. Must have been 20 years ago now. I'll say, yeah, maybe 17, 18 years ago, maybe. Angel offense, Bean what? Angel offense been okay. I think Angel offense has been okay. Trout's tailing off here. Neto 250. Adele 290, like I said, and Frazier 300. Angels Padres under for Larry. And Timmy says the Padres easiest parlay today. Take them from the NBA NHL 6-teamer there. Okay. Mr. King lets him down. Yeah, Larry. You know what? Just keep exercise. I mean, look, I get worried. We all get worried, right? Especially when the guy's younger. That's what I said. Oh man, 53. But a lot of athletes took a lot of, like I said, they took a lot of medications, and you get the pain, even baseball. I mean, I think that's what happens. I think that's why we lose our athletes sometimes a little bit early. These guys go through a lot to perform, right, to make the money. And Bada Bing's here. We got Bada Bing. He said so. Fenway fans deserve to be ejected. And the guy's been Jerry Remy. He's been kicked out of the game for ruining a perfectly good slice of pizza. Pepperoni. Here comes the pepperoni. You guys are probably off and watching it right now. Report back to me after you review the pizza incident. Rangers here taking on the Mariners. And this one, Mackenzie Gore goes against Wu. Like I said, all of them are left-handers except for Wu here today. Good matchup here. Gore, 3.0 ERA, 2-1 record. Wu, 2.16 ERA, 0-2 record. Rangers have won 2 of 3. Seattle was on a losing streak before they finally won yesterday, 7-3 over the Rangers. Remember, they had a hard time there with the Padres. We know that. Mariners coming in here 9-13, not looking great here so far, but they are 8-5 at home. Rangers are 11-10. Overall, thus far, Rangers lost yesterday 7-3 to snap a modest 2-game winning streak here. 67. Let's see here. 67 degrees, wind blowing from left to right. here in this one. Gore 1.10 whips, Woo 0.92 whip. Good starting pitching between these two, you'd think, in this one, right? Seattle's home series against Texas is actually quite strong. Uh, Seattle's won 10 of the last 12 meetings between the two teams here in Seattle. Texas has won 4 of the last 5 meetings overall between the two. Texas has gone over in 6 of their last 9 and 8 of their last 11 on the road coming in. Let's see how you have it, though, with these two here. Good starting pitching. Of course, we're in Seattle, so you're always thinking scoring is going to be depressed a little bit. Seattle's 9-12 to the under, but 7-5 to the over at home, and Texas is 10-4 to the over on the road so far. At home they're 0-5 to the under, but on the road they're kind of over, and even Seattle's a little bit over here. Could it go over even with these two good starters today? Let's see what you think in this one, chat. I don't know if I'm ready to make my call just yet. But Larry does like it over at 7 runs there. Interesting. And Cal Dog said go over again, but Andrew's on the Rangers and the under here. All right, man, Seattle, what can you say? A little bit of struggles here, but at home, maybe they are a little bit better. I don't know if they're $1.50 better, though. Gore's look pretty good. Maybe Gore's found a bit of a home down there, with the Rangers here right now. Now, I'm not taking them on the run line at $1.75 here right now, but don't mind the Rangers here necessarily. Let's see what you got. Anything else from the chat? This game's tough maybe for the chat, it feels like, huh? All right. I'm going to take the under in this one with the Rangers and Seattle. I'm going to trust these starters, I think, to work in here pretty deep. As far as the bullpens are going right now, Texas, maybe a surprise, 3.03 ERA. Seattle, 3.27. Both top 10 bullpens here. So I'll take the under. And Mr. Westers has a big play on the Mariners today here. Okay, just checking the scores here. The Fremantle game going on, and got a little bit of rugby action going on. Just ended a few moments ago as Parramatta beat Canterbury 38-20. All right, man, I had the under in that game. Boo. All right, here we go. Let's keep it moving here. Oh, bada bing. He says Gore's overall numbers look good at first glance, but his 4 starts, he had 2 bad starts, 1 decent start, walks batters like he always has, so Seattle or no bet. Yeah, and for Gore, Gore's obviously been a huge disappointment in his career, I think. I mean, the fact that he's with the, Padres as a prospect, I think to me, he's been a disappointment, but he's probably at the peak of his career anyway right now, and he's been on a couple teams now. So maybe he'll start. Maybe he can have a modest season with Texas. Okay, let's keep it moving. 3 more games to go. Blue Jays and Diamondbacks here in this one. Ryan Nelson against Gausman here for Kevin Gausman, 2.42 ERA, 0-1 record. Ryan Nelson, 3.5 ERA, 1-1 record. Arizona's won 4 straight. Toronto's lost 4 straight right now. So Toronto trying to fix things up here, 7-13. Remember when I said that I'm on this Arizona team right now, right? Said I think I like Arizona. Look, I know that they've got the Dodgers ahead of them, the Padres ahead of them. But I did say several days ago or last week, I don't know what it was, but said I like this Arizona team. Now they're 13-8 here all of a sudden. So look, you don't play the Padres and the Dodgers every game. You can still win a lot of games here. And I think the Diamondbacks, I like this team. I think they still have a lot to prove statistically, to prove themselves as a decent team. They're obviously taking care of business at home, and Toronto's not. I mean, Arizona's 7-2 at home right now. Toronto 1-7 on the road here. Got to fix that, or you're not going to be going back to the World Series. That's for sure. So, look at a pick 'em here. Nelson's got okay numbers so far. Not only the 3.5 ERA, 103 WHIP. Gausman's great, 0.85. 0.85 whip so far. Arizona 8-5 to the over as a dog. Toronto 10 overs, 10 unders so far this season. Arizona's won the first two, 6-3 and 6-2 so far between in this series. They've outscored them 12-5. So look, can Toronto get one here and not go out of here with a sweepage here in this one? Man, it feels like the Toronto, a little bit of a rough patch. Arizona's in good form. Toronto bad on the road. Matchup specific trends seem to be pretty strong in the matchup here between these two teams. Yes, it is an interleague game, but 8 of the last 9 meetings between the two teams have gone over, including 5 of the last 6 here in Arizona when the two teams have played. That was a couple of years ago, I think, last time they were here. But, man, Toronto, what a funk here. I don't know if I can be contrarian here, and I don't know if it is contrarian, but I'm not sure that I can, even with Gausman right now, the way things are going. I'm taking Arizona to do it again. I mean, I'm hot on this team, so I'm just going to keep riding here. If I can get them at a pick 'em right now with a decent pitcher, it feels like I'm going to take them. Arizona on the run line here for Larry. Timmy says under in the first 3, under 2.5 right there. Also, Cal Dog likes the Diamondbacks. Bada Bing says, yeah, the Arizona, this lineup is, I agree. I think that's where the key is. And if they can just get a little bit of pitching out of this group, right? Look, a guy like Ryan Nelson, I mean, I don't know if he'll finish with a 3.5 ERA, but if he did, that'd be pretty good. But, Marte hasn't even started hitting yet, it feels like. But Corby hitting 309 right now here so far. Del Castillo's been a big boon. Jose Fernandez, also hitting 300 so far. And Vargas, who are these guys, right? Ildemaro Vargas, 377 average so far. These are no-name guys doing a great job. Gausman, 6 strikeouts for Timmy Two Shoes. Keep it moving here right now. We got just a couple games left on the card. Man, do we have any other sports we can do? Thanks for joining me here on Night Moves. I said take an hour for the baseball, and here we are. Tigers and Red Sox. Here is the Tigers and Red Sox, and look at this pitching matchup. Framber going up against Garrett Crochet. Now, don't laugh. I mean, Garrett Crochet has a 7.5 ERA, 2-2 record. I'm sure he'll be fine. Framber, 3.75 ERA, 1-1 record. Detroit won yesterday by the score of 4-1 on the road here. The first game was just 1-0 between these two teams. So 2 games, 6 runs here in Boston. And now you've got Valdez and Crochet. I mean, I don't know if the bats aren't hitting, but if they're not hitting now, they're not going to be hitting then. If they're not hitting then, they're not going to be hitting now. Couple left-handers, like I said, all these American League games and these left-handers. What's going on? Detroit might be in a little bit better form right now. Boston's home under trend is pretty hard to ignore so far. 2-6 to the under. Detroit's 3-6 to the under in their last 9. 5-7 to the under on the road so far. Detroit's gone under in 4 of their last 5. 5 straight meetings have gone under between the two. Boston here trying to, beat a team in Detroit that's basically lost 9 of their last 10 games right now coming in, right? On the road. I mean, not 9 of 10. Like I said, Detroit's won 7 of 8, but they're a total home road dichotomy. They've won so far. They're 8-1 at home, 3-9 on the road. So going to be tough here right now. Boston, at least, they're only 4-4 at home so far, and they're sub 500 here. I'm going to just go with the under at 7 runs. Give me another under. When I've got all these left-handers, no wonder I'm on 3 unders in the American League. How did I take over in that A's game? other than the fact that the A's always go over, right? All right, let's see what you got here. I think I'm good to go with an under here. And yeah, Crochet $1.40 right now. Uh, look, Boston. I don't mind Boston here in this one. Maybe probably should have taken them. Okay, I'm gonna take the under though. All right, I think about one. Oh, let me get the picks here. Tigers for Mr. Weskers. Andrew likes Nerfy under and a Nerfy. Larry says Tiger under. Larry says under. Cal Dog on the Tigers. Timmy says Crochet in Boston. He's an under. Take under in the first 5. All right. Man, Fremantle laying out West Coast Eagles here. They are favored by 45 points, but they're winning by 58. And we're running out of time here. Boy, this one's going. Yeah, this one's going under City here. Okay, what was the total here? It's like something ridiculous. 186. 186. We got 120 right now with 6 to play. This one's going under. All right, let's get moving here. Our final game of the night. It's Sunday night baseball. The Braves here. Grant Holmes on the mound here. 3.32 ERA, 1-1 record. Andrew Painter, 3.76 ERA, 1-0 record. The Braves, they are 4 straight wins. The Phillies, 4 straight losses. Right now, the Braves 14-7. The Phillies 8-12. Phillies got to fix it and fix it fast. What's going on here with the Phils right now? They've lost 8 of 10. Atlanta's won 8 of 10. Phillies 5-9 at home. 8-11 is a favorite. The Braves are 6-3 on the road. I think the Phillies are still a favorite here. Yeah. $1.15, $1.20. Coming into this one, Atlanta's won 5 of their last 6. Been great on the road and back. Remember last year they finished the season, I think, with an 8-game road winning streak. Atlanta over in 8 of their last 12 overall. 5 straight meetings between the two teams have gone under, including yesterday's 3-1 game. Even the 9-0 win for the Braves 2 nights ago stayed under. Phillies lost 5 of their last 6, 4 of their last 5 at home right now. Man, Phillies, maybe this is the matchup to turn it around. They obviously have their young touted star here, Painter, but going up against the Braves lineup right now, that what can you say? They're looking pretty good with these guys. Baldwin, well over 300. Olson's hitting almost 300 right now. Albies starting to click. Dom Smith, one of the best hitters in the league. Dubon, hey, you got a guy like Dubon hitting over 300. Impressive. And meanwhile, the Phillies, you've got Schwarbs, all or nothing Schwarbs, 6 home runs, 211 average. Trey Turner, 260. Harper, 270. Marsh 280. There's some numbers. Bohm is a bum at $1.95. Stott's not hitting either. Go to the chat here right now. It's going to be. Thank you, Cal. Thank you, Mr. Weskers. Are you out or what? Okay, let's see here. Braves on the run line, says Larry. Cal Dog's on the Braves here. And let's see here. That might be it from you guys. That might be it from the chat. Here in this one, man, you guys are all over the Braves. I'll move to the total here, I think, in this one, since you guys are pretty heavy on the Braves. I can't disagree right now. I mean, Atlanta's been better. They've dominated on the road here right now. It's looking good, man. Good on the Braves. Price might be cheap enough on the money line here for the Braves at even money, maybe $1.05 or so. So, yeah, let me go to I think I'll move to the total here in this one. This one's ESPN Sunday Night Baseball. Give me the under in Sunday Night Baseball here on Sunday night. Sunday Night Baseball on Sunday night. I'll take under 8 runs. 8.5. 8. 8 flat. What does it say on the? Yep, 8 flat. There it is. Okay, that's it. Timmy likes painter here. Guess that's it for night moves, you guys, huh? Unless you got anything else for me, I think we've covered what we can. Enjoy your Sunday. Enjoy the games here. We got more playoff action right now, and should be a good time. One game in MLS tomorrow. There's EPL action as well. 4 games on the docket. We've got action in Serie A, Bundesliga, and also in League One. So big day of soccer here on Sunday. Timmy's on the Phillies. All right. That's going to do it. Thank you for joining me here on Night Moves. We'll be back tomorrow with more Night Moves. We're back up and running here on Night Moves here. So really appreciate it. And be back here. We'll preview NBA, NHL, Major League Baseball. So you better get with me here tomorrow for the Tony's Picks YouTube channel. I'm Ramon Scott. So long from Las Vegas.